Hello friendly people. Today I have a taste test. A little indoor herb garden is coming along. I've made some changes. First thing, I put these boards across on the edges of the tray here. I had to put more water in there now, but this tray takes 2 full watering can full, so that's 40 gallons of water. And then I have the wicking material. Some plants is just sitting on wicking material, while other plants have the wicking material going into the pot. And I have several potted up. This one I don't have in a regular pot yet. And they're all growing beautifully. This parsley, it was really stressed the way it was planted before. Since I planted it in here, it took a while, but it's coming good now. And I have all 3 oregano, the hot and spicy. I don't remember the name of that oregano back there. This is the attack oregano that I still have to put in a pot. The basil is doing well. It is a little curly leaved, and I'm still wondering if the potting mix I bought has some of that aminopyrrolide stuff in it, but they're coming along and I'm harvesting them once in a while. These 2 are doing beautifully. They just have composted wood chips, my own compost, and a bit of garden soil in the pots. That's Chinese celery, which is a perfect replacement for regular celery. It's much easier to grow. As you can see, you just stick it in a pot like this, and there's no special care to it other than you would do with any other one. Now back here is the pepper of unknown variety. If you remember, I had a Apache pepper and I sowed seed from it, and I grew 4 plants. 3 of them looked exactly like the original plant. This one was different. So I checked, and sure enough, Apache pepper is an hybrid. So this is some mixture of the Apache pepper parents, of course. For such a small plant, it has a lot of peppers on it. 10 peppers so far. I expected one of these larger ones to ripen first. But I have this little one back here that's ripe. So I'm going to break them off. And we're going to do a taste test. Now, the original Apache pepper was about this size, not shape, but there was more elongated, but about the size of this pepper. Most of the other peppers that's growing on this plant is much bigger. The other thing was, the reason I only have this one pepper plant is because when the temperatures got cold in the sunroom, the Apache pepper plant and the other 3 that looked like the original died. This one didn't. So it withstood the cold better, and I brought it in here. So it'll be its home for now, and I think I'll continue to experiment with it and save the seeds from this and see what happens in the next generation. Forgetting to turn on the record, and now I haven't cut up. So there's the pepper cut up. And for the taste test, it smells like a sweet pepper. And it has just a little tiny tinge of a bite, not much at all. pretty much a sweet pepper. We'll try again when one of the big ones gets ripe. This is going in my pot. I'm making a pot of vegetable soup. And that's why I wanted to pick this one, hoping it would be hot to add to the soup. But this, actually, I want to mention, when you're growing hybrids, people say that, well, you can't save seeds from them because they won't produce in the next year. Well, they will produce. It's just you don't know what you'll get. I was expecting to get a hot pepper of some sort, but this little pepper here is definitely not hot. It's tasty, and if they're all like this one, it's a success. As far as the pepper goes, I can keep that pepper plant forever. That's a tropical perennial plant. So on that note, it's a success. You can do this with any hybrid. Save the seeds and try it. If you're pressed and you need to be sure that you're going to get a harvest, then of course you don't have the option. But if you have a space where you can experiment, I say go for it. You might get a plant that's better suited to your conditions, one that you really like. I decided that I want to harvest these peppers as sweet peppers, green sweet peppers, and let this plant grow much larger before I went and got a large ripe one to collect the seeds. Because, as I said, I'll keep this plant now as an house plant basically forever if I don't kill it. It's very tasty peppers grows on it. By harvesting them early, the plant now, instead of putting its energy into ripening these peppers, can go back to putting its energy into growing. So there we are. That's my harvest from my little pepper plant. I hope you found it interesting, and I'll see you in the next video.